Woohoo, just finished this beast of an electrical system on the Safari. It's set up to be able to do induction cooking, air fryer, coffee machine, hair dryer, whatever you want, like any 240 volt house appliance, you can run it. Also, any 12 volt appliance, you can run it. It's kind of like the bee's knees of the system. So it's all powered by a single 315 amp hour lithium battery by us. It can run 250 amps continuous, which means we can run our 3 kilowatt inverter down here at full power from 100% battery down to zero. So heaps of power, heaps of capacity out of that battery. It's all run through our Falcon distribution system. So this is it here. This is like the best thing that's ever happened in 12 volt history. It simplifies the whole electrical install. So this electrical install took me about 20 hours total. If I didn't have this system, it would have taken over 40 hours. And then if I had more outputs, it would have taken even longer. So it saves so much time, and main thing is headache and just more compactness. Like this whole panel will be full of fuses, relays, etc. if I didn't have this. So this has saved so much space, so much time. It's got all of your switchable outputs, all of your fused like MIDI fuses, all your mega fuses for your inverter. Everything's all in just one nice compact unit. Also got a red arc 40 amp DC-DC charger. We've just opted for one, but we've got the cable run for another one if he finds he needs more power later on. He's still going to be doing gas cooking as well as induction, so it might just be enough. And he's only a weekend warrior, so it might be enough. But we've run the provision in case he does need another one. Part of that Falcon distribution system is the switch panel. So all you need to do is run an Ethernet cable from there to wherever you want it in the vehicle, and you got switches. So turn the fridge on, turn your speakers on, and you got 3 extra for future upgrades. So that speaker is quite cool how I've wired that up. That can be wired up from your lithium battery, be able to run speakers and stuff at camp. Everything run off the lithium, and it can also be run off the accessories of the vehicle. So when you turn your vehicle on, your stereo turns on. Nice, great, that's what we want. And then here we can turn it on. Traditionally you can't do that, because if you ran a cable from here to your amplifier and then from the accessories to the amplifier, what you end up doing is powering your lithium through this tiny little cable, and you can blow fuses, and if you didn't fuse it properly, you'll end up melting and burning down your vehicle. So this keeps it all independent of each other, which is super slick and handy. We've got our 65 watt USB-C output and 18 watt USB-A output here, which allows you to be able to run all of your like laptops, drone batteries, etc., and also fast charge your phone. So super nice having that high powered USB output. Victron battery manager. Unfortunately with lithium batteries, they have got such a flat discharge curve, which is a good thing, but means we have to buy an extra accessory to be able to see how much charge is left, because you can't tell based on the voltage. Could be 80% full or 20% empty, you don't know. So having that makes a huge difference. So we know there's 12% left, and we are currently using 1.5 amps. Coming to the coolest part of the vehicle, in my opinion, that cable chain. How nice is that? So traditionally with fridges on fridge slides, they're such a pain to keep that cable from not getting caught up in here and breaking and jamming the whole system up. So we've got a nice cable chain designed for fridge slides. So look how nice that is. We sell those too, by the way. You can get those keychain holders and pull the cable back that way, but that's just so much more elegant. solar blanket, and we've got a nice XT60 mount here for, you know, all your wire, and we've also got the same one on the other side too, so depending on what side the sun's shining, you get your solar on the correct side. Down to the amplifier, the customer did this wiring, but we've fixed a couple of things. We'd normally make this a lot more tidy, but yeah, there was a couple of issues with this. First off, the power feed was like this size here, so it wasn't getting the power it needed. It requires 60 amps, so we've put a 6-gauge cable in there for that. And the stereo wasn't wired up properly. Well, it was wired up originally properly, but just pretty poor workmanship, and the ground for it managed to come out, and we've managed to somehow, I don't know how, but it was still being powered. So I presume the chassis of the radio, the metal casing of the radio, must have been touching metal in of the chassis of this vehicle, and it must have been powered through that way. I don't know how else it would have been run, but it was running, so that's a miracle. But that's all sorted now, all correct. Has a proper negative, which is nice. This is also a 24 volt 24 volt truck, which comes with a couple of issues, mainly running 12 volt accessories. They had previously run their spotlights off just this one battery here. Now, the problem with that is it will work and you will think it's fine, but quietly in the background, it's cooking that back battery. And the reason for that is this battery capacity is going to be decreasing while the other one is staying the same. Now, eventually you're going to decrease this capacity of this battery so much so that, let's say it's 1 or 2 volts lower than that one. Your alternator doesn't know that this battery is low. It just sends out its 29.2 volts, which is 14.6 per battery. And your what ends up happening is it doesn't evenly go to each battery. Because this is 2 volts lower, that battery there will end up getting charged at 1 or 2 amps higher than this one here. So as a result, you end up cooking that battery, and this one will always be fine, but it'll cook that far battery. So pretty happy with this whole electrical system. Very, very happy.